Hey, some more horror pixel art today. With the demon Amduscias, another demon inspired of the Dictionnaire Infernal. He is described as a great duke of hell, who takes the shape of a unicorn, but when summoned can also take human form. He gives music concerts, and if commanded to give a concert, you hear the sound of unseen trumpets and other music instruments. It is also said that he commands trees and leads 29 demonic legions. Again, I took a few liberties here with the monster's design, going for kind of a goofy unicorn man, striding a kind of phallic long trumpet with a gross whip-like tongue wrapped around it. As usual, I went for flat, herbivore-like teeth at first. I'm still not sure why I prefer these kinds of flat teeth for monsters, instead of, the predatory fangs that you would normally expect. Maybe it's just because it looks a bit more goofy, or more human, maybe? As usual, I drew this on my Twitch stream. Check the video description for a link to my channel. I stream every night at 8 PM EST, except on Mondays. I usually work on Barkley 2 on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and I work on other stuff on other days. Oh yeah, I'm happy about that part. The crest of spikes that look like more unicorn horns. It's a pretty goofy detail, but I think it really works. And later made me rethink my approach to the teeth. And I changed them from my usual flat teeth to more like spirally pointy things, like more unicorn horns. In retrospect, I'm not sure if the teeth are really coming off that way. Maybe I should rework on this just a little bit to make the spiraling pattern on them more obvious. They might just look like sharp teeth now. Now at this point I'm doing a kind of a final cleanup. I'm going over the whole sprite and adding outlines and polishing the edges. This part of adding black outlines might seem like they're just a basic operation that I could basically be automated, but it's really not. Because although the result might look like it's just adding a black outline, this is where I do most of my small-scale decisions on polishing the edges of the shapes. I was talking about this in a more recent stream. It's kind of analogous to inking pencil drawing, in that it might look like it's like just a tedious process, but it still contains a lot of small decisions about which lines you keep and what the actual shapes end up being. Though stuff like line weight doesn't really enter into it quite as much as with inking, because my outlines tend to all just be 1 pixel thick. But there's still decisions on which edges should get an outline and which shouldn't. And sometimes you add anti-aliasing and other things that are kind of akin to adding weight to a line in certain ways. So I think the analogy to inking a drawing is pretty apt. Many people have a very different process for pixel art than I do. A lot of people actually start with the outlines, as opposed to just putting down shapes of color right away. I wonder if maybe people's approach to this might come from what kind of art they did before pixel art. Maybe people who did more cartooning in the past tend to start with outlines, while maybe people with more of a painter background or maybe a digital painting background will tend to go for putting down color shapes and then polishing them with lines later. I'm sure both approaches have their advantages and disadvantages. Maybe starting with the outline gives you more control over the silhouette of what you're drawing. And maybe my approach is a little bit better for improvising. Anyway, this monster turned out real good. Looks like a real asshole. Must be insufferable. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.